What is success? One definition is spending your time as you like. For business women, that's been a challenge, combining business roles with the traditional roles of women in society. And it's particularly challenging for women from the Muslim world, from the Arab world. Our next guest is one such woman, and she's a member of INSEAD's first MBA module to be on the Abu Dhabi campus. Haif Zamzam, welcome to INSEAD Knowledge.
Thank you, Shelley.
When you joined INSEAD, you were already working as a senior analyst in the Masdar group. It's a subsidiary of Mubadala Sovereign Wealth Fund. So why did you decide to do an MBA, and then why choose INSEAD?
So why did I decide to go for an MBA? An MBA from a top school has always been a goal of mine, and with that in mind, I always strived within Masdar and with my roles outside of Masdar, with all the roles and responsibility that I taken, to work towards an MBA at a top school such as INSEAD.
What will it bring you? I mean, more money, prestige, bigger options?
Well, I come from a very educationally driven family, so knowledge and skills and work has always been a top priority, and I feel that with an MBA, going back to the UAE, especially in the time now where the UAE is at a very exciting phase in its development, that it will act, as cliche as that may sound, it'll act as a key that will open more doors. And I think you asked also why INSEAD specifically. Well, it really came from the alumni network, where they all shared a specific feel for INSEAD. So anytime I asked them about INSEAD, they all kind of had the same response, which was, it was the best year of my life and I would do it again in a heartbeat. So that really got me excited about joining INSEAD, and the fact that it is a 10-month program means that I get to go back to the UAE and take part in its development.
And how is that going? Do you think it's going to be the best year of your life, or is it just really a tough year?
So far, so 6 months in, it is probably the best 6 months of my life. I've had an incredible time so far. I started out in France. I came to Singapore for a couple months, and I'm going to go back to France, taking part of the Abu Dhabi module, which is the first time it's being done in INSEAD. Was an amazing experience to take about 40 people from the INSEAD group to see the UAE, to see Abu Dhabi, to see Dubai, to meet people in high places in Abu Dhabi, just for them to, take a look and say, wow, this is an amazing place to be, and for me to sit back and say, yeah, this is UAE, this is my home.
How did that make you feel? I mean, seeing other people looking at Abu Dhabi maybe for the first time, or looking at it differently for the first time as a citizen, how did it make you feel?
It made me feel very proud. I know that a lot of them came with just preconceived ideas, both negative and positive. And it was just really interesting to see after the first day that they got in, they're like, oh, this isn't a desert, and women are empowered here, and women take up really strong positions.
Elaborate a little bit on women are empowered here. I mean, you're a young woman, you're the next generation, you're mid-20s. How are women empowered?
So the UAE has really been a model for women empowerment, especially in the region. The late founding father, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, has been quoted to have said that, like men, women have the right to take on high positions in line with their qualifications and their capabilities. And his voice has really been heard throughout the entire UAE, where you see women taking up positions in business and taking up, starting up businesses, and really just taking hold of their position in society.
Now, you've got 3 brothers, one
Yes, I
older and 2 younger.
Yes, I do.
How do they feel about what you're doing?
They're actually, 100% supportive, as well as my family. They're really proud to say that their sister goes to a school like INSEAD. Growing up, I was always, the one who was putting in a lot more effort in school, and they were like, Haif is really going to do great things.
How does your mom feel about that? I mean, she was pretty active in society there with children.
Yeah. So I think that I am really blessed to have a mother like mine because she's really my role model. My mom worked in the government sector for 20 plus years until she saw that it was time for her to pursue her passion in the entrepreneurship field, and specifically in childcare, as you said. And I just feel that if I had another person as my mother who wasn't that driven, who wasn't that motivated to really pursue her passion, it would be a very different outcome for me.
It probably says something about your father as well.
Growing up, I always saw my father being, a 100% working man, where it was, a lot of his work ethic really echoed into my brothers and my work ethic. We've all really looked at my father and seen just how valuable knowledge and skills and hard work really is, and the importance of it. And he's really showed us that hard work is really the only thing that will lead you to success.
So, hard work, you're doing an MBA. How's this going to help you in your goals?
I was hoping to get three main things from an MBA, which was skills, networks, and an internationally recognized brand. And I feel that I found all those three with INSEAD. So going home, I feel that I'm more focused in terms of what my overall goals and what my preferences and what I really am passionate about are. I feel that having this kind of network is invaluable, and it is very much about what I learn in the classroom, but even more so that what I learn outside of the classroom and what the experiences are. So I feel that it'll open an incredible amount of opportunities for me.
So what's the next step? You mentioned being passionate about different things.
Mm-hmm.
What next step towards this passion, and what is the passion?
Sure. So over the last 6 months, and even before that, when I was really thinking about what my next step would be, I discovered that I have a really strong passion for women empowerment, specifically through knowledge and building businesses. I have a passion for social entrepreneurship, and I have a passion for promoting new, innovative, sustainable business ideas.
Can you do this in the UAE?
Yeah, I mean, the UAE is a very young country. It's really great to see over the last few decades just how much the women's role in society has changed. The UAE and the region are definitely not short of female role models to look up to. Just to cite a few, there is Her Excellency Sheikha Lubna Al-Qasimi, who is the first female minister and the Minister of Foreign Trade. There is Najla Al-Midfa, who is the manager of entrepreneurship in Khalifa Fund. There is Noor Al-Kaabi, who is the chief executive in Abu Dhabi's 2454. So there's a really long list of women to look up to in the UAE.
Have you considered working somewhere else and maybe then going back to the UAE, or do you think you'll go right back and continue your present job?
So the UAE, as I mentioned before, it's at a very, very exciting stage. So I definitely want to go back after my MBA and add as much value as I can, and see just how quickly the UAE is going to be changing in the next few years.
So how is kind of your professional life choice or your other choices, how are they meshing with some of the prevailing beliefs in the GCC regarding women in society? I mean, do you have friends like you, other relatives like you, or are you representative?
I feel that I am quite representative of the newer generation of Emirati women, and that generation is a group of women that are very driven, very passionate, very focused on career, and at the same time we are cultural in the sense that we still value friendships, we still value family, we still value all of the things that our mothers and our grandmothers have instilled in us. So I feel that society is very open and very supportive of women. And
in 5 years, what do you see yourself doing? Who are you? Where are you living? What are you doing?
So 5 years actually seems very far away, but
3 years.
as this year has showed me, time flies by. I see myself in 5 years in a managerial position in an Abu Dhabi corporate entity. I see myself as a very large supporter of women entrepreneurship in the UAE. And I see myself really supporting social entrepreneurship and the sustainable development of the UAE.
Do you wear the traditional garb, and if so, where and when?
So I do wear the abaya and shela when I'm back home in the UAE. I don't cover my hair just because I'm not mutajba, meaning that I'm not fully covered. So I do have just the abaya on, and I wear it pretty much everywhere except if I'm going to like my family's house or if I'm going to my friend's house.
But you wear it to work?
I do wear it to work. It's what's funny is actually since I started wearing it probably about 8 or 9 years ago, it's changed just as much as like the woman's role in the UAE has changed. It's gone from just a traditional black abaya to something that looks more of like a beautiful gown, and it's just it keeps getting developed, and you can really see just how like women are developing as well.
Advice. I mean, you're 26, but you've got a lot of experience. What advice would you give for your peers, and perhaps for some of the men with whom you'd be dealing?
So in terms of advice that I would give to younger women, I would say that the best opportunities and the best experiences in life happen very, very far out of your comfort zone. So the further you go, the better the stories are and the more experiences you'll get. Again, looking at a role model, whoever you decide, is something that will keep you focused in life and will keep you working towards something. And in harder times, it'll help you realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. For the men in the society that I work in, it's probably best to say that never underestimate women. Look at your mothers, look at your sisters, look at all of the women around you. Support them, and you'll just see how amazing they are.
Well, Haif Zamzam, thank you very much for being with us on INSEAD Knowledge.
Thank you, Shelly.